Good evening, everyone, here on Extreme Weather Videos. We are coming to you with a live breaking severe weather update. We have a confirmed tornado right now that is heading toward the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. There's a confirmed radar confirmed tornado on this, just on the west side of Jackson. Let's get right to uh, let's get right to it. Let me add this on here. Source. Here we go. So this is what we're looking at here. So this is a tornado warning we can see here. It has just gone through Raymond. And let's take a look at our velocities. We can see the rotation right there. Let me pause it real quick. It's so close to the radar site that it's getting a little bit hard to see the rotation, but basically here just on the east side of Raymond, that is where the tornado is, pretty much moving due east. So it's really on a track to go right toward the downtown Jackson area. It's just on the east side of Raymond. If we put this kind of back in motion, we can see that strong couplet come right about over Raymond right here in those last few frames. And now we've got that same couplet kind of redeveloping here on the back side a little bit. So if you are in Jackson, Mississippi, you need to be in your safe space. Lowest floor of your home. If you have a basement, definitely in the basement. I know a lot of places out there don't have basements. If you are in a mobile home, you need to leave that mobile home and get to a sturdy building. This is now headed pretty much right straight for the downtown Jackson area. Let's go back here. Let's take a look back at the reflectivity. And we can see this little bit of a notch. We saw that little leading edge. That's where the tornado was. That's where we got that radar confirmed tornado tag from that. And we're still seeing that leading little right back here in this notch. Right here, pretty much sitting right on this little road here, just east of Raymond. That's where our tornadoes would be sitting, right back in there. So, and it's pretty much headed right toward Jackson, eventually over, probably between Flowood on the south side of Flowood, north side of Pearl, right in that area there, north of Richland. So Richland, again, if you're in any of these areas, you need to be taking your tornado precautions at this time across Jackson. This is a dangerous situation that we have here with this very powerful line of storms that we have moving through Mississippi this evening. And right where this little notch is where my mouse is, that's where we're seeing that rotation. Also, a lot of hail within these storms as well. We're seeing nearly 3-inch hail here up near Clinton, Mississippi, just north of Clinton, Mississippi. That will definitely do some damage as well. So if you're in those areas, definitely, be mindful of that. But just between Raymond and Jackson, if you live here along that stretch of I-20 between Clinton and Jackson, there is a tornado confirmed, radar confirmed tornado on this storm right now as it continues to move off to the east. And this is moving at about 45, 50 miles per hour. Let's see the latest information here. Warning continuing here till 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is moving east at 35 miles per hour. This was located again just on the east side of Raymond. They have now dropped that confirmed tag on this storm. It's getting a little bit, we had the confirmed tag as it moved through Raymond. They now just dropped that confirmed tag, but still, yeah, just got our new scan there. We've lost that notching feature that we were seeing. I'm starting to see a little bit of a Boeing segment here. So regardless of if there's a tornado on the ground or not. Yeah, exactly. So we are seeing that Boeing segment. So likely going to be straight line wind damage here between Clinton and Jackson. Clinton, you're really experiencing some really significant severe weather there. Large hail as well. 2.5-inch hail, not out of the question. Jackson, the western suburbs of Jackson here, you're probably about 3 to 4 minutes away from this making impact. So again, if you are in the Jackson, Mississippi area, anywhere within 5 to 7 miles, I would say, of Jackson, you definitely need to be taking those tornado precautions. As this storm is moving very quickly at about 60 miles per hour. It can be moving as fast. That's what we're seeing here. Northeast, 63 knots. I mean, that's even faster than that. 0.75-inch hail on that. But again, we still have the possibility that this could put down another tornado at any moment here. Let's go back and take a look at our velocities here. Yeah, we're not seeing that tight couplet that we were earlier, but still, you can see where this leading edge here, that's going to be those straight line winds. That is going to be coming here, coming through the western side of the Jackson suburbs right now at this time. So definitely in Jackson, Pearl, Richland, Flowood, be taking your tornado precautions. Brandon, you'll definitely want to keep an eye on this. Significant wind damage. Likely we had multiple reports across Vicksburg where we were seeing a lot of trees and power lines down. That was with this same exact storm system further off to the west. So, but the good news is that confirmed tornado tag has now been removed from this. We're still seeing, I'm still looking at this right here and definitely seeing a little bit of rotation now right in this area here where I've outlined there. That's kind of where, if there's a tornado, it is just now kind of coming in here on the intersection of 55 and 20 on the west side of Jackson. Interstate 55, Interstate 20 is going to be headed right toward that intersection here, likely passing just here near or just south of downtown Jackson, Mississippi. So please be taking your tornado precautions at this time if you live in these areas. And further off to the north, we're also seeing, you can see it's hard to see a little bit because of how close this is now to the Jacksonville radar site at this time. So we're getting a little bit of that attenuation here on the radar. So we're kind of having to shift here through some of these different levels of the radar to get an idea of where that rotation is at. And now also hearing that there's a new tornado warning in Louisiana as well. So we'll be covering that as well in Sabine County, Louisiana. Let's go back here to tilt 4. Yeah, it would be basically the rotation, best rotation is kind of right in this area here. We should be getting an update here shortly. Let's put this back in motion. You can see what we were talking about here. Right, we had that confirmed tornado near Raymond, and it moved off to the east, and we've kind of lost it now in this rangeful, almost purple that you're seeing here on the screen, maybe showing as blue for some of you. That's that rangeful, and this is where the radar is sitting right now. So as it gets so close to the radar, we kind of lose a little bit of the signal here. But again, definitely be continuing to take your tornado precautions in Jackson, Flowood, Pearl, Richland, Brandon on the east side of Jackson needs to be keeping a very close eye on this storm as well. And here's that other tornado warning that we were just talking about here in Louisiana. This is another storm we can see right here. Yeah, wow. You can see the drop out there on the velocities. That's exactly where this tornado here in Louisiana would be, right in there. And that is going to be heading up here toward Florine, probably on the north side of Hornbeck, Louisiana. And again, this tornado warning continues until 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time there. So we'll be keeping an eye. So we have 2 different storms now that we are looking at here across these areas. We have this one in Louisiana. And then we also have our storm here in Jackson as well. Let's come back here to Jackson. And again, we've kind of lost the velocity. Let's look back at our reflectivity, see if we're seeing any notching feature. We've definitely lost our notch. It's kind of fallen back into that line, but regardless, still the potential for a brief spin-up tornado here with this, not out of the question. Jackson, you're about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes away from this coming through. Also expect very large hail with this storm. We're talking hail possibly upwards of 1.5 inches, 2 inches in some locations. This will be coming here right through downtown Jackson.
Jackson, Pearl, and Flowood, Mississippi until 9:30 p.m. Central. Be advised.
So tornado warning does remain in effect. This has been extended now till 9:30 Central for Rankin and East Central Hinds counties there. Still capable of producing a tornado. Radar indicator rotation still being seen on this storm as it is now coming into Jackson. So please make sure that you are in your safe place right now. Have not heard if there is a tornado on the ground, but this storm does have a history of producing tornadoes, so definitely need to be taking this seriously in and around Jackson. Keeping an eye on this area here. We're starting to see a surge in this line. Could likely be seeing some 60, 70 mile per hour straight line winds right now coming through downtown Jackson at this time. Right here, that surge in the velocities. And the rotation, it's still there, but it's definitely more broad right now as it's coming over Jackson. We're not seeing that tight couplet like we were earlier, but there's still rotation within this line. So it could tighten up anywhere within this line. Keeping an eye on this area as well, just north of Flowood, seeing a little bit of rotation. That kind of piques my interest kind of right in this area here on the northwest side of Flowood. We also have another air rotation pretty much just over the south side of downtown Jackson. that you can see there right now. Starting to get a little bit better of an idea. And then we're going to have this dramatic wind shift take place as it comes through. Probably dropping some pretty large hail right now across Jackson. Let's take a look at our hail product here. Oh, yeah. Just on the, it's going to be coming right through Jackson, and especially on the north side. Jackson really all the way up here through Ridgeland. All of this here, major hail producing storm coming through between Jackson, Ridgeland, Madison, all these places here, right along Interstate 55 there. Definitely going to be experiencing quite a significant hailstorm here. And we have seen this particular line of storms producing hail on the order of up to 1.5 inches in diameter. Oh, wow. That is just quite an MCS. Looking to see if I see any kind of notching feature. Maybe here just on the south side of Jackson, almost a new little bit of, you can see, yeah, just on the north side of Jackson, there's that sharp bowing segment. We have this intense bowing segment right there. And then it kind of comes back down. So right along the leading edge there, that's going to be some 60, 70 mile per hour winds coming through. Flowood, all the way up here through Madison. Those areas. Ridgeland, Madison, this whole region really is getting completely pounded by intense damaging winds. Now coming into Jackson right now, here 9:58 p.m. Eastern, 8:58 Central. That tornado warning does continue here. Again, this tornado warning is still in effect for another 31 minutes. Potential for a brief spin-up tornado with this possible at any time. So continue taking your tornado precautions right now in Jackson, in Pearl, Richland, Flowood, those areas western side of Brandon, Mississippi, as this storm is making its way now through the downtown Jackson metro area. And you can just get an idea of the magnitude of this whole storm complex here. Absolutely monster of a storm moving through right now. And that tornado warning has now been canceled across Jackson. Again, National Weather Service has now canceled the tornado warning for Jackson. That notching segment has definitely been absorbed into the line. That significant wind threat, though, continues all across the Jackson, up and down Interstate 55. That will continue. Let's take a look back over here in Louisiana. Let's take a look at this tornado warning here across western Louisiana. Nope, sorry about that. There we go. We do have a what we call a tornado vortex signature on this particular storm just outside of it. 3/4 inch hail we're seeing. Let's look at these velocities. Oh yeah, we are definitely seeing some significant rotation here. This is just crossed from Texas into Louisiana, just north of the South Toledo Bend region. And this is going to be heading up here toward Florian. So if you are in Florian, Fisher, you need to be prepared. You have a tornadic storm headed your way here in western Louisiana. This is west of Alexandria. And again, this tornado warning continues here for another 14 minutes. This goes till 9:15 Central Time. Would not be surprised to see them possibly extend this out if we continue seeing this rotation. It's not super tight. It's gotten a little bit more disorganized here in the last few minutes. You know what I just realized, Candace? This whole time I don't have any microphone on. I do? Okay. Okay. I guess I just wasn't getting any signal there. Okay. So yeah, we're seeing this rotation here. The eastern side of the rotation is starting to weaken out a little bit, so that is the good news. We'll keep an eye on this particular tornado warning as well. There is this severe thunderstorm warning again, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-size hail, which includes all the way up here through Manny, Fisher, Florian, just north of Hornbeck. So got to keep an eye on that. Let me come back to Jackson because this storm that's been rolling through Jackson right now. Absolutely really intense storm that we've seen. See if we can get it to pull data in. They've issued a new severe thunderstorm warning here. This goes until 10 o'clock Central Time. And there's that line. Yeah, now it's moved through Jackson. It's over Flowood right now. And this is now approaching the Brandon, Mississippi area. Brandon, Pelahatchie, over toward Morton. Includes Lena here, Canton.
5 miles south of Edwards, Mississippi.
And hearing that reports of trees down there, just south of Edwards, Mississippi, down here toward Florence. So again, this line is producing damage. We are still seeing some rotation here on this storm. 2 3/4 inch hail with this storm. And you can see here the timeline of this as it moves off to the east-northeast. So unbelievable situation here across the south central Mississippi area. So a long night ahead for them, but at least it looks like the tornado threat for Jackson, at least right now, is over. So that is definitely the good news. Is it seems like they've kind of avoided that tornado threat. Got a couple hail reports that have come in here for some pea-size hail just north of Jackson. Let's take a look back at our velocities now. Again, we're going to have a hard time seeing this with this being so close to our radar. But you can see where that line kind of has crossed now over Interstate 55. So still a rough ride on Interstate 55 right now, heading north out of Jackson. And this severe thunderstorm warning for those straight line damaging winds that we've been talking about continues here through the top of the next hour till 10 o'clock Central Time. So, but definitely need to bring you guys this breaking severe weather update for the Jackson, Mississippi metro area. So thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to give us a follow here on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We'll continue doing live coverage all week long. We have, before I let you guys go, let me just kind of go over what we have going on tomorrow. as far as severe weather risk goes here. So we have this enhanced risk that we've had today. And then tomorrow is going to be a pretty big day. There's a moderate risk for severe weather that the Storm Prediction Center has released. That does include some of these same areas that we're talking about tonight here, from Alexandria, Louisiana, over through Jackson into southwestern Alabama. On the north side of New Orleans, an enhanced risk kind of surrounds that up toward from Greenville over toward Birmingham, Alabama, down to just west of Panama City, Mobile, New Orleans, all of that, and then enhanced risk. So we're expecting a pretty significant severe weather day tomorrow as well. So definitely a lot to talk about. Spring is here, and we're going to be covering it all for you right here on Extreme Weather Videos. If you guys find this content helpful, have friends in these areas, definitely make sure that you share these live streams with them so they can get alerted. Maybe they don't have the notifications turned on their phone, but they can pop onto a live stream like this to get the information that they need. That's why we do it, to make sure that people are informed and aware of immediate threats, especially for these large population areas like Jackson. Let me jump back real quick. We still have one active tornado warning to talk about here in Louisiana. This continues here for another 6 minutes. Let's see if they decide to extend this out. And that is for this storm right here. Yeah, it's the reflex is not looking as impressive as it was earlier. Still possibly seeing some rotation. Let's take a look here at our velocities. Yeah, really the rotation's kind of really diminished from what we were seeing earlier. So I don't think that there's a huge tornado risk with this right now. But still the possibility. The eastern side of it's kind of falling apart there a little bit. But nonetheless, that tornado warning for Sabine County continues here till 9:15 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And then we can see a lot of flash flooding going on as well with these storms this evening. Up across Shreveport, really that whole I-20 stretch between Vicksburg all the way over to Shreveport, with these training thunderstorms. I mean, some of these storms are putting down half an inch of rain an hour. Look at some of these. Let's look at some of these rainfall totals real quick. Across these areas. It's not wanting to pull up for us. But like I was saying, definitely seeing a lot of storms and showers and activities across the area here. So
Thanks for that live stream, Joey.
but yeah, we'll definitely keep you guys posted. Thanks again so much for joining us this evening. Hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and we'll catch you guys on the next live stream.